Western Sahara is one of Africa's last unresolved colonies, and for nearly 50 years it's been caught in a tug-of-war between Morocco and the people who live here. To understand why, we need to rewind a little bit. Spain controlled this strip of desert from the late 1800s, but when it pulled out in 1975, it didn't hand power to the Sahrawi people who lived there. Instead, Morocco and Mauritania both moved in, while thousands of Moroccans marched south in what became known as the Green March. This wasn't just some symbolic stuff that happened, it was a takeover. But the Sahrawis had their own plan. They had already formed a group called the Polisario Front, a liberation movement that declared an independent state, the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. Backed by Algeria, they launched a guerrilla war against both Morocco and Mauritania. Mauritania eventually gave up, but Morocco didn't. By the 1980s, Morocco had built a 2,700-kilometer sand wall, one of the biggest military fortifications on earth, sealing off the part of Western Sahara it wanted to control. Cities, coastline, phosphate mines, all on Morocco's side. The Polisario was pushed into the desert interior. By 1991, the world had seen enough. The UN stepped in with a ceasefire, and here's the key. The deal promised a referendum so the Sahrawi people could vote on independence. But 3 decades later, that referendum still hasn't happened. And that is because both Morocco and the Polisario can't agree on who counts as a voter. Today, Morocco controls about 80% of the land. It calls Western Sahara its southern provinces. The African Union recognizes the Sahrawi Republic, but the UN still lists it as a non-self-governing territory. And the geopolitics are messy. France and the US lean toward Morocco. In fact, Washington even recognized Morocco's sovereignty in 2020. Algeria backs the Polisario, giving them sanctuary and weapons. Meanwhile, tens of thousands of Sahrawis are stuck in refugee camps, waiting for a vote that never comes. So the question is Western Sahara Morocco's territory, or Africa's last colony still fighting for independence? For a better understanding of African geopolitics, follow along for more.